Effortless, that's a lie. When you want it non-stop, I'ma give it to you when you want it, that's a lie. I make the man say wow.
Hello there, wrestling fans! Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther, the third, and man, oh man, Ringside crew, we are adding another awesome woman, young lady on the podcast. Legacy of Dudes at Ringside for 5 years. We've been crashing, bashing through all the wrestlers from Canada, from everywhere in the world. But I have an interesting young lady on. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside podcast. Welcome to Laila, Helene. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Laila. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So, where does your where does your wrestling origin start? Like, where did you get that first itch? Was it a match? Was it a show that a person had, told you to attend? Like, how did it start for you?
Yeah, so I grew up watching wrestling my whole life. I think the first wrestling memory I can think of is my dad taking me to Survivor Series in Toronto. And all I remember from that match was the main event. And I believe it was Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. And everyone was standing the whole time. And I couldn't see anything because I was smaller. And all I remember is the match being very short. I couldn't see anything, and everyone was really mad about the outcome. So that's like my first wrestling memory that I have. But I just grew up watching wrestling my whole entire life. I loved watching Total Divas. I loved the Divas era. And I have a swimming background, so I swam for many years. And after COVID, I was just trying to think of what I wanted to do. I was older, so if I wanted to continue swimming, it would require a lot more commitment. So I was thinking about maybe doing martial arts or karate or something like that. So I was just trying to find like a dojo in my area. And I happened to come across a professional wrestling school only 15 minutes from my house. So I kind of took that as a sign and I went to sign up. Found out I was a bit too young, so I had to wait a couple months till I turned 16, and then I've been wrestling ever since.
Wow. So, what was the roughest thing you had to deal with when you first came of age to be able to get into the school? What was the toughest part of the training, you say?
I think for me personally, wrestling is a very male-centered sport. So in high school, I went to an all-girls school. So going to an all-girls school and then starting a new gym when you're the only girl, I kind of forgot what it was like to talk to guys, if you must, or be in a space with other people because I had been so used to going to an all-girls high school. So at first it was a little awkward because I'm the only girl and I was the youngest, but I got used to it very quickly and I think it was very good socially. But I think just getting used to everything and being, very young, being surrounded by a lot of older men, that was a bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but I got over it pretty quick.
Awesome. When you did your first, let's go a little further in. When you finally got your green light to do your first match, did the coach tell you that you got your green light to do your first match, or did somebody else tell you that you got the green light to do your first match?
I actually don't officially have my green light yet.
Oh no!
I've done a lot of like student shows and all of that. But hopefully it's soon.
Oh no! I just jinxed the coach. Seemed like let's hold her a little longer. She jinxed it on Dudes at Ringside. No, dang it! No, take the podcast down. But what does it feel like to do like the student? You're think about it. I say this to the other wrestlers that I've interviewed, the younger ones from different countries. What does it feel like to be that next push within independent wrestling? Because all the years of all these awesome women's wrestlers that have from Canada that I have had on this podcast, from the Jessica Blacks to Laurel to, oh my gosh, Kat Von Heel. Oh my God, there's so many names. They're like that have been over the years. Now you're that next generational push of indies. Like, what does that feel like to you?
Yeah, I definitely think that it could be intimidating at time, but I have a lot of great coaches that are take the time to really understand things and break it down and make sure you're comfortable. They would never throw anyone into a match who they don't think is ready and doesn't feel comfortable. So I think by doing student shows allows students to really try new things and be able to fail without judgment. So I think it's very important to have these shows, just with friends and family so you're used to working a crowd. And I think it's even better because most of the time you have family and friends and they might not know about wrestling or watch wrestling. They're there to support you specifically. So you have to work a little harder to get the crowd entertained, which I think is good to prepare you for working on the indies.
Yeah. When it comes to being at the training, I know you're young. You're like in school. So like how do you measure your time between schoolwork and training? Is that difficult to like set a calendar for yourself?
Yeah, so definitely when I was in high school, it was way easier for me to train. I was training like 4 times a week and just working out on my own time. But now that I'm in university, I'm in my second year, I definitely see my time outside of school getting slimmer and slimmer, especially since I'm in a sports media program. So media, specifically like sports media, you treat it as news. If you have an assignment where you have to cover a game day report on the Blue Jays, you might only have that night to work on it because it has to be as accurate as possible because it's news, right? So I think my training in wrestling varies on what I have in school. If I have midterms, I might not be there as often, but I'm trying to go at least twice a week. That was the goal I set for myself in 2026. And I'm trying to stick to it as much as I can. February was a bit of a chaotic month, but I just play it by ear and I put school first, even though I feel at times guilty for maybe not being as active in wrestling as I was, 2 years ago. But I think once everything settles down within like my life with school and all that, I think it's good to just take a break every now and then.
So my question for you is like you have the sports news training. Did you ever think about like I know you want to be a wrestler. Have you ever thought of also being like a backstage interviewer because you have a lot of
Yeah,
now
I think
experience
my
with that?
path is being more guided towards the media aspect of it. I can see as I'm going further into my studies that media is where I want to end up. I'm keeping up with wrestling for just to get used to people and keep all my wrestling connections because they're very important. But I think by having experience as a wrestler really helps in media if I want to get into, say, writing for a company like AEW or WWE, because I find that sometimes there's a disconnect between, some reporters or writers. You might have these big movie and TV writers that are brought in but don't know a whole lot about wrestling. So I think having wrestling knowledge as a physical wrestler and then also having a media background is something unique and a lot of people don't have. And I think it's very beneficial for like a journalist because they know how to ask the right questions. They know what it's like to be in the shoes of a wrestler as well.
That's amazing. I just give you all the credit in the world because I've been doing this podcasting thing for 5 years, and, and I watch so many like different wrestlers come through like this podcast and in general, like with the wrestling scene in Canada, like it's booming. Do you ever sit back and look at the Instagram feed and see what all the female wrestlers and male wrestlers coming out of Canada or coming new ones like you? Do you ever look at it and go, because I saw you train with Laurel, like she's been on the
Yeah.
podcast before. What does that feel to be like trained under someone like Laurel that's been in the business for like a long time?
She's great. We're really good friends. She comes to Thursday women's nights at New Wave Wrestling. So I think it's really great seeing all the different wrestlers advance and kind of go on their own way. I know Take It Easy Joey, I've loved seeing his adventures on Instagram. He's traveling all over the world. And I remember when he started training, he started like a little after I did. So I just love when there's new people that come into the gym and seeing all their success. I want nothing but the best for my peers. And it's so exciting seeing them be successful in wrestling.
It's amazing. Shout out to Laurel. Shout out to everybody that's in your school and the coaches, everybody. You guys are really teaching a good one. She's a good egg. I know she's gonna be doing some fun stuff. So, with you being in your sports media, do you have any questions for me?
That's a good question.
I hate to put you on
I
the
would
spot.
say, what is your advice for someone, say, in media?
Well, for you, I say I watched your street interviews. You're very good on going and approaching people. It's I my advice for you is always remember the stare at the camera like you're staring at the person that's watching the video. Never look away. Always when you do an interview with somebody, always try to never don't leave them stuttered when you ask them a question, but always remember there's always somebody watching. And if someone's watching, if they're hating on you, because they want to know what you're doing. And always remember that there is always is you could always edit the video and take out something you don't like
Yeah.
and have fun with it. Most importantly, put like me. I've always had a different same look, red glasses, black hat. Always have a certain thing you do and don't change it unless somebody else says it looks bad. Like I wore this podcast polo for 5 years and everybody knows me by a blue polo, red glasses, black baseball cap. If you have a certain thing that you do, don't change it. It's something that you do. And
Yeah.
if you're having fun with it, keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. If something works, keep using that until it doesn't work anymore and then you pivot, right?
Yeah, definitely. Totally. It's like, I don't know. I started out with a white t-shirt and a black baseball cap with red glasses, and then I just expand. I saw the polos, and I was like, "Let's try that. Try that out." And then I just kept going with so many fun memories. I noticed your outfit. You wear did somebody create that for you, or did you get a designer to make that?
For my gear?
Yes, your gear.
Yes. Sway Archer made my gear for me. Yeah, so he's really great. He's a wrestler in Toronto and he works for TNA right now doing gear. So he made my gear for me before he started working for TNA. So that was a couple years ago he made that for me. But yeah, I have a friend at my school that's in fashion, studying fashion. So once they kind of get more comfortable in making gear, I think they're gonna make me something cool. So
awesome. I was going to say, is different outfits you have in mind that you're thinking about?
I've had a lot of people tell me I look similar to Julia Hart. So
You
I've had a
do.
lot of yeah, I got mistaken for her one time in an airport and it was a little awkward. But
Oh no, that's sad. Look, that's good for you that you got recognized, but what did it feel? Wrestlers have that. Oh, they have that bubble around them. I guess you feel like now you're getting recognized, but then it's like you're not them. Like, oh no.
it was bad because I didn't correct the person. And my mom got mad at me, but Dynamite was coming to Toronto and I just came back from visiting my grandmother in Florida. So we had taken like a 3 a.m. flight and got to the Toronto airport. So there were all these wrestling fans like lined up, like waiting for wrestlers. And this girl literally came up to me bawling, like, "Oh my God, Julia Hart, I love you so much. Can I please take a picture with you?" And I couldn't really say no because her friend already had her phone in my face. And I was like, okay, I guess. And yeah, so I mean, the next day when she looked at her phone, she probably realized that is not Julia Hart.
Or she
But
probably met her, and Julia Hart probably said no, and then she was just like, "Oh my God, that's not Julia Hart. Oh no."
it's the hair. I mean, from a distance, I guess. But it was really early in the morning.
Yeah. Wow. Oh God. See, back in the day when I was younger, I had the little short hair on top. I had a Rey Mysterio look to me because I would always have no facial hair, no little nothing, little nothing. And I used to go, "Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Rey Mysterio. What's going on?" Like, oh my gosh. So, um, what kind of like, what's your favorite? Like, I know you guys train a lot and with wrestling. Like, what would you say like is your favorite food to have when it's not? Like, I always say your favorite cheat food that you're allowed that won't mess up your whole thing that you're trying for.
Hmm. That's a good question. I love like a good Wendy's Frosty. Like a chocolate Frosty
Mm,
is just so good. So I'd say maybe that as a little cheat meal.
okay.
Um, but I definitely drink a little bit too much Diet Coke. I'd say that's a little treat. Maybe
Yeah.
too much of a treat. But yeah, I'd probably say like a Wendy's Frosty would be a nice little treat.
Oh, here we go. What flavor? 'Cause I know there's chocolate and vanilla, and during some seasons, it's strawberry and raspberry and all kinds of different flavors.
Chocolate. I'd say chocolate's my favorite. But I
Okay.
have tried the other ones, but I like chocolate the best.
I'm Puerto Rican. They actually had a coquito one. It's like the Puerto Rican like
Oh,
eggnog.
that sounds good.
Me and my parents are mad that we missed out getting it. We're like, oh no, no. My mom's like, but they probably wouldn't have been. We would have had that rum fake taste. Like, that's not rum. Take it back. Like, so so what do you get when you so here we go. If Wendy's, hey Wendy's, if Wendy's saw this episode and they heard you say that, what would you want them to have your own like separate like menu on like what would be your menu that you would order?
My go-to Wendy's order, I would
Yeah.
say if I went for everything on the menu, not just a frosty, probably be a Dave single, no onions, extra pickles, a
Mm.
large Diet Coke, and some fries and a chocolate frosty.
Oh boy. Wendy's gonna be
But a
like,
small fry.
hey,
Big drink, small fry. You got to have the balance, right?
yeah, imagine you see this episode and you get a DM like, we'll give you whatever you want. You're a wrestler on the
I
go.
wish. I'd love to get free frosties for life.
Oh my god, imagine you get a message saying we saw you on Dudes at Ringside. First off, cool episode. I would freak out if they're like, "We watched your episode. Do you think she really wants it? What's her Instagram?" Like, here, don't hurt her. Don't hurt her. She's a good kid. Um, when it comes to like traveling to the show and getting your gear together, count yourself as a last minute Lucy or an early bird.
I definitely say I'm an early bird and an overpacker. I will pack
Mm.
way too much stuff because I'm paranoid. What happens if I need I rip my pants? I'll need like three pairs of pants. Or I'm just super over prepared and I like to bring a lot of snacks with me because you never know what the venue's gonna have, if they have snacks or if there's any food around the area. So I'll bring lots of water, lots of snacks, change of clothes. But I have my own car now, which is good because I would just like bring like 5 bags to a venue and just be like, oh, where can I put all my stuff? So I'll just shove everything in my car and leave it there, which because I have a car, I definitely think I bring more stuff that I don't need because I can just leave it in there. But I'm definitely an early packer, but I probably will change half of the stuff I packed the day of.
Mm.
I'll like change my mind, be like, actually, I don't want to wear any of this now.
Like, no, I don't want to wear my leggings instead of my jeans. You can't top. It's cold out. I'm wearing my hoodie. Like,
Yeah.
no.
And then I'd probably put the extras in my car anyways, just throw it in there just in
Yeah.
case.
Like I forgot to pack. Forgot to pack my mascara. No. Like,
No,
ugh.
it's true because the one thing you don't think you'll need, you'll end up needing, and then you'll be like, oh, I wish I had that.
Do you consider yourself like a heel or a face? Like, I know you said you haven't got your green light yet, but would you consider yourself a bad guy or a good guy?
I've definitely the matches I have had, I've been a face. I think I've been told I have a naturally bubbly personality. So I would say probably face, but I definitely think I would be an interesting heel, or maybe just a tweener, like in between heel and face. I'd like to explore being a heel, but right now I predominantly do face work.
Awesome. Before we go, if my fans want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
My Instagram handle is Lucha Helene, and I have YouTube, I have TikTok, Instagram, and yeah, you can follow me there. And in my Instagram, I have a little link tree in my profile where you can click on all the links to all my different profiles.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much. Actually, before we go, one last question for you. If you could write a letter to a younger you, what would it say and why?
I would probably say it's okay to say no. I think a lot of people, whether that be in wrestling or in media, feel pressured to say yes to things because if someone asks them, if they want to do something, they might feel pressured to say yes because if they say no, that's closing a door and locking the key and throwing it away. But it's better to really be selectful of the things you want to do versus say yes to everything and it might not turn out the way you want to be. And a lot of the times people respect you more if you say no to things versus just saying yes for the sake of it. So keep an open mind, be okay with saying no to people, and just be patient. It's all about patience.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Fans, don't forget to give this awesome young lady a follow on all over social media. Don't create be nice to everybody that comes on Dudes at Ringside. I've never had anything bad happen, but I just hate when fans are crazy online. Be nice, be awesome. Thank you. Definitely give her a follow on all her social medias. I am Joe Panther the Third.
I'm Laila Helene.
And we will catch you next one.
See you next time.